Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. Got another Master Duel video for you, and it's Monday, which means it is once again time for another one of our weekly viewer specials. I imagine most people watching know the drill by now, but for those who don't, that's okay. We're going to break it down for you here. So, every week on Monday here on the channel, I like to take the opportunity to showcase games from you all. I think it's really cool to see what decks you're all cooking, the awesome games that you get yourselves into. It's really nice to be able to like cheer each other on and just explore a lot of decks and ideas that might not otherwise naturally get shown here on the channel. Plus, like I said, it's mostly about the community aspect, like all of us coming together and cheering each other on as we are dueling out there. If you are interested in submitting for the viewer special, you're going to want to head to the description below. One of the links down there is an invite link to our Discord server, the Hexlexplex. Under the Master Duel section, there is a channel called Viewer Special Submissions. There you can drop your 9-digit player ID. So that way I can see your publicly saved replays. Please do make sure that you're entering your ID correctly and that your replays are publicly saved so that way I can see your games. If you have more than one replay to submit, that's totally fine. You can submit as many as you would like, as long as they're different ones. I just ask that you don't spam the same game like over and over in the channel again. But if you do have multiple games you want to show, just make sure that you're leaving your opponent's name and or the date and time of the game, so that way I know that like, hey, these are the games specifically that I want you to see. So all right, I think that just about covers it. Why don't we take a look at some of your games? Okay, our first game comes to us from the Herta, who has a game where they are playing, let's see here. It is White Forest Paleo, 59 cards. It's funny. Yeah, White Forest Paleo. So we watched Paleo last week, I think, but this is my first time seeing the White Forest variant in particular. I mean, of course, it makes a lot of sense, right? These cards want to send spell and traps from the hand or field to graveyard. These trap cards, most of them want to be in the graveyard. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see what we've got here. 12-turn game. Wow, 12 turns against Snake Eye Fire King, or Fire King Snake Eye. 12 turns, I guess, is pretty par for the course for Paleo, though. And this was also the both players rank up game into Diamond, I believe, if I remember your message correctly. So, opponent is leading with the Ponyx, adding the Fire King Sanctuary. Sanctuary is going to place the Fire King Island, popping a Ponyx in hand in order to add Garunix. Garunix F gets to activate, of course. We're going to summon that, or they're going to summon that, rather. Popping the Ulcanix from deck. Now they're going to use Ulcanix, summon Old Garunix. Overlaying for a rank 8. This is going to be Zombie Vamp or something else, I wonder. It's Zombie Vamp. Okay, yep. Zombie Vampire activating, milling the top 4 of each deck, which is probably going to be something they regret in the long run. We milled Rise to Full Height, Paleo Olinodes, and Elemental Burst, as well as a Stellar. Actually, a Stellar being in the graveyard does definitely matter here, too. They did manage to hit their Snake Eye Ash. Flamberge also went to the graveyard. I wonder, that's probably their only copy. Yeah, because it's the Fire King variant. So even the pure Snake Eye decks don't really play 2 Flamberge anymore. 2 Flamberge was a lot better when Ash and Poplar were at 3. Now it's a little clunky, I feel like. Okay, so they get to go for Oak F to bring back the Ash, sure. And they're leaking into IP. Oh, but they can still go Promethean Princess. Oh wait, no, they're going for Sunlight Wolf, not IP. Interesting. Okay, now they're going for Promethean Princess. Oh, okay, so then now they can activate Sunlight Wolf F to add Oak? Oh, are they not normal summoned? Well, they did normal summon. I guess. I don't know. I kind of don't know why they went so far out of their way to do that. Like, I feel like setting up IP would have definitely been better there. Then adding back an Oak to hand that you can't use this turn again? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Okay, here's the IP. They're just doing it in a little bit of a different order. I don't know if I agree with the order, though. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess the main thing they don't get here is the Flamberge bodies during the opponent's turn, which is like fairly negligible anyway. So, okay, reasoning, they're going to call level 2, which makes sense. And actually is still pretty good against us because, yeah, Stellar and LZ. You can LZ pitch the transaction rollback, add Rukia. This will trigger the Stellar effect. They're going to Prom Princess, pop Ambluwhale, and LZ. Also activating IP right now as well. We're chaining transaction rollback. We can use the Elemental Burst in our graveyard. That's pretty good. Yeah, like I said, they were going to regret milling us for the, what's it called? With the Zombie Vamp. Yeah, so the Sanctuary only protects Fire King Island and nothing else, so they still lose their whole board here. They get to activate Ambluwhale, Garunix, and that's it. Okay. Garunix summons, Ambluwhale also summons, and then Garunix F destroys the Kieran in deck. Kieran F to summon the Ulcanix, popping the Stellar. Ulcanix F pops the new Garunix to add our Varda, and okay. That's it. So we normal summon Sylvie. They're going to Valor our Sylvie. Interesting. Yeah, on the surface, it kind of looks like we're falling behind, but we do still have, of course, everything in the graveyard here, which right now is mostly the Paleo and our Rise to Full Heights, but Rise to Full Heights alone is definitely enough to keep us alive. Finding Morella off that draw there was pretty good. We get to link into our Little Knight. Setting the Paleo Morella, they're going to use Kieran F, pop the Ambluwhale, Ambluwhale F to pop the face-down Morella, which is totally fine. They should have popped the Little Knight, I feel like. Oh, we could have chained Little Knight, that was the thing. Yeah. So again, it doesn't look like we're doing too hot here, but yeah, that Rise to Full Height is really all we need to stay in the game. We lose our Little Knight, but we get to stay alive. Main phase 2, they're going to Prom Princess for Flamberge. Flamberge F on their own IP, linking the Ulcanix and Kieran into... Looks like Hita, yeah, just to clear some space on the board so they can summon IP. Setting a card and then passing. Double draw the Lincolia as well as Rise to Full Height. We simply set everything and then just pass. What is the second effect, right? You can banish from your graveyard, discard a time-tearing Morganite to do what again? Your opponent cannot activate monster effects when you normal summon this turn. Okay. Okay, so they have a Raging Phoenix coming out. Moving into battle phase, we're going to activate Lincolia and chain our Olenoids. We did that on transaction rollback, right? Oh, that's beautiful. That's so good. Now they can Prom Princess, and we can use... Oh, we don't even have to use Rise to Full Height just yet, because our Paleo is unaffected by monster effects, of course. Oh, we're going for the Karma Cannon. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're not even going for the Rise to Full Height yet. Flipping up Flamberge, popping the face down, adding Ulcanix. Ponix effect. Yep, summon... Oh yeah, there's that oak, that all-important oak that they added back. I don't know how much it would have mattered. I really don't agree with the way they did their turn 1 combo line, honestly. I also feel like, I don't know how though. I was gonna say maybe they could have played differently knowing they were going against Paleo once they saw the mills with Zombie Vamp. Yeah, the Little Knight banish so doesn't matter here. Like, that's totally fine. We just want to Rise to Full Height to get in the graveyard. Oh, but it won't because it'll get banished by... Yeah. Okay, so that did actually kind of matter. I think it would have gotten banished either way now that I really think about it. Double trap trick. That's actually not bad, though, right? Because that's like whatever we want. Okay, so we threatened to go to battle, so that way they would activate IP. IP plus Flamberge going into Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix F is going to activate, popping our face down, which we don't care about. Flamberge can summon out more bodies, which we also kind of don't care about, because I think we still have a Rise to Full Height in the... I will say, one of the coolest aspects about Paleo to me is the fact that you get to make your plays, like, not even... caring at all about what your opponents do. As long as you have like a Rise to Full Height or rollback plus Wabaku or Board Breaker in the yard, it's like you just don't care at all about what they're doing. Okay, so we're going for Opabinia. This still is unaffected by monster effects, like every other paleo monster. Raging Phoenix F activates as well as Poplar, sure. Placing Flamberge in the spell trap. Skyburn! Oh, okay, that will affect our paleo monster. The Fire King Skyburn here, but it's also really like not even the end of the world. This double trap trick that we drew feels like it's gonna really help us here. Our opponent's deck is also like, I don't know, I guess still 16 cards. I wonder how often you win paleo matches by like straight up decking out your opponent, because not like trying to, but just like because you're in that much of a grind game, especially a deck like this which cycles through its own deck so much. Yeah, you are more than welcome to Maxi, honestly. That is completely fine. As we go to activate Trap Trick, we're going to banish the Karma Cannon, so that way we can activate it. Little Knight on itself and Prom Princess, sure. Alright, let's see what we got here. Grass would go hard. That Needlebug Nest definitely does it too. Transaction Rollback. I wonder... They have an Imperm in their yard, so setting that wouldn't even be horrible here. Okay, we are Trap Tricking for Woes. Wait, they chained Little Knight to our Trap Trick? That's interesting. Okay, we're activating Woes. They're going to call by our Estelle. Our opponent's also doing like everything preemptively here. Like... You can just wait until a Stellar activates its effect. Like, you don't have to do it preemptively. If we had an LZ to summon, we could have potentially punished them with that. Prime Princess for Oak. Okay, back Ash. I mean, our opponent's just like spinning their wheels at this point. Yeah, they're out of things to do. They're like so panicky now. They're just activating Little Knight in response to anything. Like, dog, this is a Needlebug Nest. You don't have to do that just yet. They kind of played themselves a little bit. Wouldn't they have, like, I mean, we could have used Rise to Full Height, sure, but, like, they should be forcing us to use that. Like, I think our opponent's kind of stuck in this loop of, like, oh, well, I can't OTK them anyway because of Rise to Full Height, so I won't try to do it. But it's like, no, you gotta keep trying to OTK. You gotta force your opponent to use their outs. Like, if you're gonna be playing the game out to this point... Like, you've got to force your opponent to use their outs if you want to try to get an in. It's funny how, like, these individual actions, like Valor on Sylvie, again, it just all feels so... Everything the opponent does feels so futile. Going for the Canadia, they're going to chain the Little Knight, and here's our Rise to Full Height. Now, we do have to be mindful that we have used that now, so it's no longer in the yard. But we do have... What do we have in here? A bunch of Paleos, some Karma Cannons. I don't see a rollback in here, though. I don't think we have a rollback in here, unfortunately. Ooh, there's the grass. It's only... Oh, okay, that was 9. That's still very good. Ooh, Blackout Laughs. Because at this point we know they're just going to activate Little Knight when we do anything, so we just force it out now. And then we're going to go for the Dynamiscus on the Fire King Island. Hell yeah, dude. That'll blow up their whole board. All their monsters, anyway. I mean, yeah, that'll trigger their effects, but again, it's like... Does that even matter at this point? Okay, so what do we have in the yard here? We have... Okay, we do have a rollback. Yep, good. I was gonna say, I thought I saw a Smill one. It's funny, I guess after the Fire King Island got popped, that actually gave them a quote-unquote improved board, but... Here's the rollback. Rollback F for Trap Trick. Trap Trick for Woes. Now we can activate Woes to summon our Stellar. Or are we summoning a Stellar? Actually, I don't know what's left in the deck. We're summoning Marilla from the yard, that's for sure. Oh, it's Sylvie. Okay. Okay, they're going to Imperm our Sylvie. That's fine. We can just chain Canadia. Now I'm really interested to see how... Okay, we're overlaying for Opabinia. I was wondering if we were going to synchro or not. Okay, and then we're just going to Stellar. Was this time limit on their part, I wonder? Or were they just, like, done? Yeah, they were just done. So, yeah, because they have, like, 10 cards left at that point. We can special a Stellar F, send... We could do a lot more. I don't know if we could quite deck them out, but we could do enough, I think, for sure. Wow. Phenomenal game there. I'm so fascinated by Paleo games. Thank you very much for that submission. Herta, why don't we go ahead and take a look at our next duel here. All right, our next game here comes to us from M. Coops14, who has a replay against April. Yes, the April of 20-hour branded video fame. So I figured we'd go ahead and take a look at this one here. Coops is on Fire King Snake Eye, which the last game's opponent was on. And April, do I even need to mention, is of course on Branded. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. Yeah, it's always interesting when you face a name you recognize in the wild. It doesn't happen to me like too terribly often. Every now and then I'll see, like, some Worlds accessories. I know someone else in the Discord server faced Jesse Cotton recently. I think even on stream, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to go for Olkinix, they Ash Blossom, we call by. Now, this is a little awkward, because if April ends up having a Max C here... then, well, we wouldn't have the ability to Ash Blossom it, I guess, anyway, because we popped for the Olkinix F. So we're going to triple attack and hand rip. Let's see what's in April's hand here. Let's see. Thrust, Branded Fusion, High Spirits, and Deployments. We're probably just going to put back the Thrust here. Yeah, I was going to say Branded Fusion, but, like, let me actually think about it for a second. That's because that's, like, the obvious choice, right? I definitely understand putting back Thrust, though. Fusion Deployment. So Branded High Spirits we don't care about. Fusion Deployment we don't really care about. It does come down to between Thrust and Branded Fusion, doesn't it? I guess to be fair, they could just Thrust for Branded Fusion. So by putting back the Thrust, we stop them from having something maybe scarier than Branded Fusion. Which scarier than Branded Fusion in a Branded deck might sound a little bit like of an oxymoron, but... let's say they top deck like an Alibur or something. I keep saying they, like we don't know who it is. Let's say she top decks like an Alibur or something, right? Then we might be in trouble. Okay, so we're going for Zombie Vamp. Let's see what we mill from her deck here. Retribution, Quem, and a Deer Servant. Those are pretty noteworthy. Mostly Quem and Retribution being in the graveyard. We hit Diabell, looks like. Diabell Star. Very nice Royal OSS and Snake Eye Ash, by the way. So we get to go Snake Eye Ash for Poplar, Poplar F, summon, and then add Divine Temple. Throwing down the Link Rebo, that puts Poplar in the Spell Trap. Or I guess Olkinix, doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, we're just going to send it for Ash anyway. For Oak, Oak F for the Ash, and then we can use Oak F with the Sanctuary. Or we're going to do it with Link Rebo. That actually we might have to, we do have to do it that way, because otherwise we wouldn't have enough room on board. Yeah, totally. Okay. Yeah, I really like putting Quem in the Spell Trap zone here. I think that's pretty smart. Because we can still set up our board. Interesting, we're adding back the Flamberge. Okay. And we're going for Prom Princess. Maybe this is just the standard way to set up Fire King, like... to not go into... I guess I'm probably thinking of more pure Snake Eye lines when I think about going, like, IP first into Flamberge. You know, I gotta say, it's been multiple months since I've played Fire King Snake Eye. I have not gone back to that deck, and it really has been multiple months, hasn't it? It's kind of one of those instances where it's like, I'm not the most enthusiastic about that build, and it doesn't get the most views either. So, I usually just don't bother. Okay, she's got Saranir here. We can dodge that with the Link Rebo, thankfully. Here's Fusion Deployment, of course, for... oh, for Cartesia. Okay. I keep thinking I know what's going to happen, and then I don't. Okay, Brandon High Spirits for Albaz. Sarnier F sending Branded in white, using Retribution for the Branded in white. She rather does still have Brand Fusion. Yep, again, forgetting that we know who our opponent is. Yeah, so she's going to fuse Albaz with Lubellion for Albion. I will say Thrust for a board breaker would have been pretty brutal. Okay, so we're going for Underworld Goddess. Ooh, that's pretty good. Although I think, well, I don't know if we could have. Wait, what did we link with? We linked off Cartesia, right? And then what did they do? They activated Branded Fusion. Okay, so, I wonder if we should have chained IP to Branded Fusion instead of to Albion. Because then Underworld Goddess could have negated the onboard Albion. Although she might not have summoned Albion knowing that it would then be negated, right? Okay. Yep, here's Mirror Jade. Goddess negates everything. She chains Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade does not target, I think? No, it does target, right? No, it does not target. That's right. That's the thing that's so good about it. We can use Arvarda to negate the Mirror Jade, popping the Flamberge in hand, which will proc as well as the Garunix. Yeah, getting our 2 effects off here. Adding Fire King's Skyburn, then we can use the Garunix F to pop Kirin. Kirin F is going to summon Ulpinix, popping the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade's going to activate here, but I mean, we're a Fire King deck, so that's probably not going to be an issue. Using Prom Princess to pop her Lubellion. Alright, she does still have that Branded in white, fusing Albaz and Mirror Jade into another Mirror Jade. Okay. Battle phase. Crashing. Mirror Jade F. Alright, time for main phase 3. Let's see. April's going to add back the Cartesia, pop the board with Mirror Jade. We get to use the Arvarda F, summon Kirin. She gets to use Albion to set Branded Banishment. Then, oh, that's why we did the other Mirror Jade. That was clever. Okay. Although I don't think you need me to tell you that April's clever. Alright, so the Garunix coming back off the Kirin pop. Popping the Kirin, Kirin F. She's chaining Branded Banishment. Summoning the Mirror Jade, but we get to use our Called By here. And that should pretty much wrap things up about at this point. I think, unless there's another graveyard effect I'm not remembering. I don't think so. Oh, but we didn't really have the ability to go for that much more, though, did we? Because I was like, oh yeah, then we just OTK here, but if she doesn't have a fire monster, which she doesn't, then we can't really advance our board state by going into, like, Hita or something. I guess we don't even have a Prom Princess to go into, even if we did have Hita. Interesting. So we have to leave her at 600, set Skyburn pass. Although, to be fair, we have Skyburn, Valor, Maxi, Ash Blossom. Like, I think we're going to be fine. Main 1, Cartesia F. We're going to chain Maxi. And then we can just wait for Cartesia to activate her at F and then chain Valor. Okay, they're gonna Magnum Hut, or she's gonna Magnum Hut again. I'm so used to not knowing who our opponent is. Okay, overlaying for a rank 8. Is this gonna be Xyz Garunix? It is Xyz Garunix. Destroying all other monsters on the field. Cartesia activates, we chain Effect Valor. I always forget that you can do that, right, that you can summon Xyz Garunix during your opponent's turn with the Sanctuary. There goes her board. And she'll get the Magnum Hut search, or add, I guess in this case, adding Starnier back, but that probably is just not going to be enough to do it, unfortunately. We're sending off the Sanctuary to summon our Diabellstar. Diabellstar F setting the Wanted. Normal summon Ponix, moving to battle phase. We're going to attempt to swing in. Of course, she's going to summon the Sarnier. Banishing IP. We battle over the Sarnier anyway. And then, after Sarnier sends, we swing in with Diabellstar for... Oh, not quite game, actually. Got a little bit ahead of myself, maybe. Because the Rindbrum is going to be summoning... itself, I think? Yeah, because we added back Al... No, it's summoning Albaz. Okay. Oh, and then Albaz F activating, but then we have Skyburn. So, yeah, that'll do it. And finally, there we go. All right. Whew. Very nice back and forth game. Well played on both your part, Coops, and of course on April's part. All right. Let's do one more duel before we finish things off here. And our final game for this video comes to us from Kenny. Kenny has a game playing Lab versus Voiceless Voice. There's been a lot of trap deck submissions lately, as you've seen in the past couple of weeks. Lots of Paleo and Lab, but I like watching trap decks, especially because I don't play them too terribly often here on the channel. I don't have an aversion to them. I just don't really end up playing them that often. So always nice to get that get our fill in here for sure. So this is Kenny's Lab list. Looks pretty good, pretty standard. And our opponent is going to be on Voiceless Voice. Their list also looking pretty good, pretty standard. Odd Eyes Wing Dragon, huh? Does this do something when like sent to the graveyard or something? I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at this game here. Kenny said in there in the description that using the Forbidden Jutsu to clear their board. I think I might have an inclination of what that might be. Alright, so our opponent's going first. Let's see what we've got. Pre-prep is going to be adding the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice as well as Skull Guardian to start off. Saphira F pitches herself in order to send another Prayers and then add a Soravis. Wow, it's a pretty good opening hand from them. Shooting the Trias, looks like, from hand in order to ritual summon out the Skull Guardian. Although here, there's no low yet, so we get to use... Oh, we don't use Imperm here. Interesting. Now, Kenny's definitely a very seasoned Lab player, so I'm curious... I'd be curious to know... Oh, because of Soravista. I was like, why didn't we use Imperm? It's like, oh, it's only search Soravis. I'd like to think I would have realized that if I was actually playing out this duel, but I won't make any promises. Yep, making the Dynamundo here. I personally find it easier to forget things watching a game than playing them. But that might just be me making excuses, who knows. Anyway, if Dynamundo's going to summon the Soravis here, and now we get to Imperm. That makes sense. Opponent's going to chain Maxi, which is completely fine. Yeah, we just don't want our X-Trap to get negated. Alright, drawing 2, they're going to activate Radiance. What do we hit? Nothing too terribly important, doesn't look like. I think we still have extra copies of most of that stuff. Yeah, Typhone... SP, yeah, we're good. Set 5, feeling alive. Choosing to set everything except the Karma Cannon here. We're going to start their turn by activating Welcome Lab. They're chaining the Sorvis Dragon Sage effect in order to special summon another Skull Guardian. Welcome Lab is going to summon our lovely lady here. So we're going to try to pop 3 of our back row. We're chaining Big Welcome and letting the other 2 go because it was another Welcome Lab and transaction rollback. Oh, I see. We can simply use the RAS to Karma Cannon them here. We can activate, yep, D-Barrier. Then we're going to transaction rollback for a big welcome. Oh, wait, that's really good, actually, because now we can summon Ariane, bouncing... Yeah, we can bounce the Lovely, and now the effect will resolve. That's negated, so Aria sets. Yep, popping the Blessing. Now we can use Ariane effect to add... to draw, rather. And then summon another Lovely. We're firing off our Maxi, drawing off their Sorvis. Alright, so Blessing adds back the Radiance. Oh, that card's annoying. But to be fair, they're about to... Are they about to get Karma Cannon here, or are we going to save it? Looks like we're saving it. Okay, they're going into another Dynamundo. Oh my god. Drawing more Karma Cannons. There we go. There it is. Yep. That makes sense, yeah. If we know the Dynamundo is going to destroy it anyway. Yeah, they get to flip their stuff back up, but that's all good. Ariana seems like a pretty good draw here. Ariana effect activates. We're going to activate Skull Guardian. We can chain Arias here. Okay, so that's negated and destroyed, right? So Blessing is going to sack low to ritual summon a Sorvis? No, Odd Eye's Pendulum Graph Magician. This one just does some, like, burn, right? Oh, you probably activates a spell card or effect, negate the effect. Okay, so we don't really care about that. Once again, they're going to try to Radiance our board away. We get to chain the big welcome this time to bounce back our Lovely. Or their Radiance, rather. Yeah, because then that'll just negate it, essentially. Now we're going for Muckraker. Alright. Pendulum Graph does deal some damage to us, but that so doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know. I guess we are at 2,900. It's 300 per special summon, right? Or is it... so this is the board wiping technique I wondered if we were going to do. Because you said board wiping technique, and I was like, wait, we're not on the equation cannons, though. And I was like, maybe it's Karma Cannon, but then when I saw on the extra deck, I was like, Exciton Knight. Yeah, 2014 players will remember this one. It's basically a rank 4 Zeus, but only during your turn. Well, actually, no, it is during your opponent's turn as well. If they have more cards in their hand or field than you do. Although that's just a condition to activate the effect. I actually forgot that this was a quick effect. Holy. Not that we really need the quick effect here. They can flip up Radiance. That's fine. I guess it does summon low. And then we're just going to board wipe anyway. And it doesn't even matter to us because we can just... yeah, we can just do, like, set the welcome trap card off the big welcome effect. Welcome for Ariana. Ariana F gets to add. They're not even going to bother. They're done. They're done. Thank you, Kenny, for showing off yet another awesome lab/control game. Super appreciate you. All of you for submitting. I could not do this series without your submissions. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. I think that's going to go ahead and do it for now. This is Hexlex. I am signing out, and also hoping that you have a fantastic day. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.